This is Andy Purewal for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm delighted to join by Mike Minard over Zoom. Mike, firstly, how are you?
I'm not too bad, mate. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. It's been a while since we last spoke. I believe we last spoke just before your pro debut, so you've obviously fought twice since then. Just talk to me about, reflecting on last year, first and foremost. 2 fights, 2 wins. What do you take away from the beginning of your career?
Yeah, it was a big year for me getting started. To be honest, everything was on point for that first fight. Like I've never been in any. It was the best shape I've ever been in. To be fair, obviously after that we were straight back in for a September bout that was scheduled, but unfortunately my opponent tested positive. So we rounded the year off in December. That was a step up though in terms of weight. With the situation with opponents at the moment, Wayne just said, "Look, we can get you in, but you just be relaxed with your weight and what have you." So I actually put a couple of kilos onto to get a fight, and yeah, that's how I rounded the year off 2-0.
What would you take away from your performances?
The first one, I could take away the fact that it was a good knockout, it was a good body shot that I caught him with, and I got a decent 4 rounds. And Gary Stable's tricky opponent, really hard to piece together any good work and land some decent shots. So I was pleased to get 4 rounds under my belt to finish the year.
I was going to ask Mike, obviously starting your career off with a stoppage win, going into your second fight, it would be easy for any fighter to start to maybe think, oh, I can stop the next opponent, and start to create this image in your head that you're a knockout artist. When you went into that second fight, did you think like that? Did you feel like you was going to go chasing the stoppage, or was you just happy with the rounds?
I didn't, to be honest. I always said loads of people were coming over to me and they were complimenting the knockout, saying to me like, "Oh, that the ruthless body shot, that was quality and whatever." And that for me, I was kind of putting my hands up, saying, "Nah, it's not always going to be like that. It's not going to be that. The shots aren't going to be there. Um, the further down the line I go, them type of shots are not going to be on continuously, like on a plate, if that makes sense." And so I knew myself. I didn't let that go to me or nothing like that. And going into that second fight, I was half, to be honest, I can't lie, I was half flapping because got moving up in weight. Gary was actually a heavyweight when we got in the ring. All it takes is a nasty jab to go through, and in 10-ounce gloves at that weight, it'll just burst your face open. So I was quite cagey, and I was really wary Gary's power. So I was happy to get the rounds in, to be honest.
Moving forwards and into this year, Feb 26th, you return for your third professional outing. Talk to me about what everybody's going to be in store for. What are you hoping to show this time around?
I'm hoping to show just a little bit more skill down at at light heavyweight, moving on into the rest of the year to go for the super middle. But moving on to the 26th, I'm just happy to be on the card because it's a decent local card. You got Marcel fighting for the the WBC International Silver, and I'm proud to be on the undercard. But as for what to expect from me in the ring is just I'm going in there to try and enjoy myself first and foremost, and get some good work done, get some good. So I've been told that my opponent's tough, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited to just show a little bit more about what I can do at a more suitable weight.
I was about to ask, Mike, you've just said you've been told your opponent's tough, so especially on the back of your last outing, has it made you better prepared for somebody who will maybe be a bit stronger in a fight against yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because I was wary of Gary's power, I was working on things in the gym that could obviously try and absorb that power and deter it a little bit more. So I think moving into somebody with my own weight, it's just gonna improve my sort of defense a little bit more. It's added a couple of strings to me bow in preparing for a heavier fight.
With that small circuit returning and being having a lot more shows coming out frequently now, Mike, it won't be as hard to get out, provided you steer clear of any injuries or cuts or what have you. So what is the plan for you as 2022 progresses?
get as active as possible. You know, try and get 4 or 5 fights in, because we did have a little plan last year. It was on the back end. So July was my debut, and we were trying to get 4 before Christmas. So we've got all year now, and hopefully we can get 4 or 5 bouts in, and then push on. And you know, I'm not getting any. I'm 28 this year. 28 on the 23rd of February, so there's no birthday for me this year. But moving forward, it's, you know, just to be as active as possible, and just can enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, learn more, and learn more about myself, learn more what skills that I can bring to the table. And I've just got every faith in Wayne to guide me through.
I was going to ask, you know, if you was to see this year out in the ideal circumstances, say if you get to 6-0, 7-0, when does the time come when you start to look at step ups, maybe fighting 6 to 8 rounders and so on?
Whenever Wayne thinks I'm ready to go. I mean, as a fighter, and I'm sure many fighters, if they got offered the chance to fight more 6, 8, 10 rounds and what have you, they would straight away. But I'm leaving that down to Wayne to tell me when I'm ready to rock. You know, if someone said to me, "Oh, Mike, you're doing 6 rounds on a 26," I go, "Yeah, cool, no worries." But that's just the boxer talk. That's just the fighter talking. It's not Wayne. Wayne's the brain.
Right, Mike, we'll leave it then. I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your day. I know you've got to shoot off back home. You've just pulled over into services to do this interview, and it's approaching rush hour, so I'm wary of that as well. Yeah. So,
it's my auntie. Do you know what it is? My auntie left the phone, so I've had to travel from Liverpool to Knutsford to give her a phone back. So I've just pulled off services. Yeah.
Well, she's going to be. Well, I'll say she's going to start calling you. I don't know what we've, but Mike, I appreciate your time. Thank you for speaking to me on Boxing Social.
No worries, mate. Good to catch up. See you soon.